Welcome back. It's week 2. This is the week 2 overview for BT271 advanced projects. And this week we have a few alterations to the course we need to actually talk about. So before we get into any of that, I wanted to remind you that here on the main Moodle page, we do have our Zoom link for Zoom office hours, and you know that you can reach me on Zoom anytime, Monday, Wednesday, 10 to 11, or Tuesday, Thursday, 1 to 2, but I'd love to make an appointment with you any other time if you need help on anything. So we've been through 1 week so far, and you have checked out the course resources. You understand that our data files are here for when we begin our assignments in the Microsoft Office Integrated Projects book, which actually starts this week. So this is where you're going to find the student data files. This is also where you last week were introduced to the company that you'll be working for in the simulation that we're doing this term. We also have some other helpful resources. Hopefully you've taken a look at. These are formatting guidelines for letter and memo, 2-page reports, report summary rules. So hopefully you've taken a look at all those. You worked on some Access work then week 1, and hopefully you were able to watch some of these videos to help you with that. So that's what we did in week 1, and I'll be grading those fairly soon. Obviously, you know they're not due till Monday night, and so then I'll start frantically grading on Tuesday to try to get to those back to you. But we did not do a peer review for week 1. Due to some things this term, we actually are taking that out of the class, unfortunately. I'm so sorry. So if we were looking at our assignment sheet and we saw starting in week 3 there was peer editing assignment that goes through the entire term, those no longer will be assigned. So there no longer will be a peer editing assignment. So sorry about that. But we will be keeping everything else. So you worked on Access and you turned in all your Access assignments. Hopefully you were able to go through and see these PDFs fairly clearly and able to get through all of that. The other thing that you were doing this last week, setting up an Outlook calendar, and you set up your OneNote folder. I'm going to talk about that real quickly again. So your OneNote folder, of course, had some different sections. So you had one section for Go, the Microsoft Office Integrated Projects, and then you had a page for every project that you do in there. Then you had your week 1 Force Machinery, and this is where you'd have your calendar, your company letterhead, memo, and database. I want it to be exactly like this with your files uploaded not just as a file, but also the print preview, right? Don't forget about that. So you've got that all organized, and I'll be grading those, of course, as we start on Tuesday. But don't forget to share this notebook with me so I can get in there and actually grade. So that is what you did last week. This week, as we roll forward to week 2, we are just going to focus on beginning our integrated projects and having you begin looking at Outlook in your Outlook book. And if you remember from the videos last week, we talked about how it's important that you know Outlook because many jobs will say requirement, understand Outlook. So it's important that we get you through this and help you understand how to get around, even though you're probably fairly familiar with some of the features. You probably don't know about the other features. So we talked last week how there are 6 chapters, and you're going to upload your assignments from those 6 chapters to chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But we said that the due date for all of those, remember, isn't going to be till Monday, June 1st. So all of the Outlook assignments are not due till Monday, June 1st. What I would say to you is that this week, week 2, is fairly light. All you have is chapter 1 of the Integrated Projects book, so it would be very wise for you to get started and get through at least a chapter or 2 of Outlook. You don't have to, but if it was me, I would absolutely try to get through that, because as we move forward to to week 3, you're going to feel very busy with this class in week 3. Because not only, if you remember, if we looked at our assignment sheet, not only are you doing chapter 2 of the integrated projects book, but you also are going to be creating BEO templates and budget spreadsheets and writing memos. We're going to learn about schematics and room sets. There's a lot of stuff that's going to come at us pretty fast in week 3. So week 2 is kind of getting ready, making sure we're organized, and then week 3 we're going to hit the ground running. So as you look at Moodle for week 2, so don't forget to close these sections up so you don't have to scroll so much. As we look at week 2, again, we are going to be starting with our integrated Word and Excel project in chapter 1 of our integrated Office book. And if you remember, not only are we doing those projects, remember we're doing, let's look back at this so you don't forget. Remember, we're turning in projects 1C, 1D, and 1E, and we talked about those last week. When you look through the chapters, the chapter will actually walk through a project called 1A, and it will walk through a project called 1B. Those projects are almost identical to project 1C and 1D, so you should be able to do these two very easily after you've done the chapter walking through. But 1E takes a little bit more thought and insight into how you're going to be doing the project. So if you can please make sure on 1E especially you're being very creative, all of your documents are looking professional, not necessarily like the image shown in the book. I want it to look nice, and not just the minimum requirements that have been asked, but make it look professional, like you would actually turn it in, okay? So in addition to turning those in, you also have a quick reading quiz and then a matching quiz for that chapter. The other thing I wanted to point your attention to were a bunch of resources here at the end of end of the week 2 block. And these are extra sites. There's no required typing or grammar or 10 key in this course, but those are all really important skills. Normally we would do some testing with Office Team, but that's not working out this term because we have to be all online and we can't do those. But we usually have you identify some weaknesses that you might have, whether it's in grammar or 10 key or Excel, some kind of Office program, and we have you identify resources to work on those. So if you know you're not good at 10 key, well, by golly, go ahead and look at these 10 key sites, and there's no assignment necessarily for it, but I would just spend some time practicing my 10 key, or maybe see how I do on the grammar practice site. So that's just some extra things for you if you'd like to help you kind of get skilled up a little bit in some areas if you are struggling. So that is my only video this week, which was very unusual because all the other weeks will have multiple videos. So let me know, as always, if you need any help or you're struggling with anything. I would really love to hear from you, but please make sure that you understand that this week is a very light week. So take advantage and get started on your Outlook assignments, and by golly, you could even work ahead in chapter 2 if you wanted to, because you know that's coming up in week 3. So let me know if you have questions on any of that. Have a great day, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the video for week 3. Bye.